Hi guys, Michael O'Reilly here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to the 3 Secrets of Santana. So these aren't really secrets as much as they are observations of Carlos Santana's guitar playing and his style. I've been following him since I was a kid, and I thought I'd like to share with you 3 takeaways really that's impacted my playing in a positive way. And hopefully, perhaps it'll do the same for yours. Intonation and articulation. Let's start there. If you look at the guitar is, it's an illogical instrument in the sense if you compare it to a piano keyboard. On the piano, it's very linear, it's very logical. You look at it, and middle C is right there. And that's the only place that you can play middle C is right there. If you go up this way, that C's an octave higher. If you go down that way, you get C an octave lower. Although on the guitar, middle C is here, middle C is here, middle C is here, middle C is here, and middle C is here. So that gives us a lot of choices because each of those notes, although they're the same pitch, they have a they sound different. There's a different timbre happening because of the string that I played it on. This sounds very different than this, although it's the same exact note. That's an octave lower, okay? And that's an octave higher. So with that said, if we look at one of the themes from Santana's catalog, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it. Samba Parti, the opening of it, I played it on the top 3 strings. I could have chosen the next 3 strings and played it here. It's going to sound different. I could have actually chosen the next 3 set of strings up and went. Sounds different, doesn't it? Actually, I could have started on the 6th string. Sorry, my intonation is out here, but you get the idea. Sounds radically different from, okay? And that is really when we talk about how you intone, your intonation, and where you play your notes makes a huge difference. Something to think about on the guitar. All right, now let's talk a little bit about articulation. And I'm going to stay with Samba Parti, and I'm going to play it. Okay, and if you notice those notes, it's really simple. It's a beautiful melody. It's just going up almost like a Dorian scale. We're in the key of G here. And what is important, I think, to notice here is the first 2 notes are played very short, what we call staccato in music. And the 3rd note is held out. And then the 4th one is played short. The 5th one is slid into chromatically. Okay, so that could be played many different ways. What if we played the whole thing staccato? Would sound like that. Sounds really different. So you can really think about when you're playing melodies, when you're playing solos, when you're playing lines. Of course, what we spoke about a second ago, where you're playing it, what strings you're playing it on, and how you're playing it can make a vast difference. If anyone remembers the Johnny Carson show, of course I'm aging myself here, but before Johnny came on every night, Ed McMahon would introduce him, and he'd say, "Here's Johnny," right? He didn't say, "Here's Johnny." He didn't say, "Here's Johnny." Big difference here on where you put the emphasis. Same thing when you play music. It's a language you're speaking. So It's you're trying to communicate, and it's maybe something you could think about as well. Right, and the third and final thing, I was debating what to call it, really. I was going to call it intent. I was going to call it energy. I was going to call it focus. But I think what I would call it is Mojo. I'd call it Mojo. And I saw Santana play here. I live in Singapore. I saw him play here in 2017. I think he was 70 years old, 70 something. And he put on a great show. And it had all three of those elements in it, from beginning to end. There was intention, there was energy, and it was focused. The band went on and he played, and it was incredible. It was very moving, and it's a concert I'll never forget. And Carlos still has his mojo. So I've definitely taken that from watching him and listening to him. He's got his mojo. And you think about that when you play, your intent, your energy, and your focus. I couldn't imagine going to see Carlos Santana concert and having him on his phone midway through the show checking messages, or anyone in his band reading off an iPad. I couldn't imagine that, because they had those three things. And those three things, I think, are mojo. So I hope you have your mojo as well. And I hope you like this video. And if you did, it'd be great if you can subscribe to my channel. There's some links above. If you look up here to some other tutorials I've done, please check them out. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.